Time and again, the barbarians rode against us. Time and again, we defeated them. But they always returned to try again. Desperate to convince them of the futility of the slaughter, I adopted my own savage method. I skewered the bodies of the invaders and scattered them about the surrounding countryside as a horrible warning to potential future enemies. I shuddered at my own action, but it spoke to the barbarians in a language that they understood. The strategy worked. Enemies lost their fighting spirit and retreated at the grisly sight of my signposts of death. I had become a butcher in pursuit of peace, and my soul was irrevocably tarnished. I became the target of hatred on all sides, and every warrior who rode against me burned with vengeance. Enemies joined forces with the sole purpose of destroying me, and they succeeded. And so perished the mortal Count Dracula in an ocean of my own blood. Oh, if only that could be the end of my story. My blood-smeared earthly reputation had caught the attention of Satan himself. I was raised from my grave by his evil power. Neither living nor dead, I was his slave. And thus were my mortal sins on earth rewarded, condemned to exist eternally as the Prince of Vampires. For 500 years, I have fed my insatiable bloodlust, and the name Dracula has become a horrifying abomination to mankind. Formerly a symbol of hope, the cross became for me a source of terror, and I shrank from the reminder of the eternal damnation which it represented to me and to all vampires. As Europeans learned too much about my habits and vulnerabilities, I was forced to flee my native land. I journeyed to a land where the people thought stories about vampires were just silly superstition. Americans seemed more concerned about worldly, material things than about spiritual matters. I discovered the Black Mass cult soon after my arrival in Boston, and I overheard their plan to present a bride to Satan. It was my chance for revenge. On the night appointed for the offering, I hastened to the Church of Satan's Disciples. My plan was simple and cruel. I would steal Satan's bride and destroy her. Then I saw you, and all my plans were forgotten. As you knelt before me in obedient submission and your eyes met mine, I knew I must have you for my own. My need for you overwhelmed my need for revenge. With one bite, I could give you immortality, and you would be mine for all eternity. But a strange force gripped me and would not let me carry out my purpose.
What is this power?
Only now do I realize what that force was. I, the Prince of Vampires, the Lord Sovereign of the damned, had fallen in love with a mortal woman. Now I behold the result. A beloved son, Janus. My frozen heart burns like a torch. Love and joy were just words describing long-forgotten emotions until I found you and regained my ability to feel them.
I, too, had lost my humanity. That's why I offered myself to be Satan's bride. I had felt unloved and unwanted all my life until that moment our eyes met. You opened a whole new world to me simply by caring and by showing me that you cared. You made me feel alive and special. When we were together, you never took your eyes off me, and when we talked, you spoke to me, not at me, and you cared what I thought. No woman could ever feel more loved more cherished than you have made me feel every moment we've been together. Such a man could not possibly be all evil. I know how you suffer, my darling. My heart suffers with you, but our love is worth suffering for.
Oh, my love.
Darling.
Mortal! Mortal! Our long-awaited and long-cherished time for revenge against Count Dracula has now arrived.
Wonderful. Command me, Master, and you will find me eager and obedient. Go!
It's a message from the disciples of Satan, darling. I wonder what it could be.
Ah. We hail the birth of your Satan-sent child, and we shall gather tonight for the purpose of baptizing your beloved Janus into the fellowship of the Black Mass. This ceremony will place your son under the protection of Satan and will render him safe from all harm.
I'm frightened, darling. That priest is a vengeful person who can't be trusted.
Don't worry. I can handle that old phony. But the protection that they offer could prove to be very valuable to Janus.
Boy, I've never seen Elijah get so excited. I think he's definitely picking up the scent.
Oh, I've waited a long time for this moment, Dracula.
Don't let anger override caution, child. This is very dangerous business.
What are you two so uptight about? He's just another boogeyman. I can handle him easy. It's him, all right.
Just one arrow right in his heart, and my grandfather will be avenged.
Not yet.
Why?
We can't afford any slip-ups at this point. I want to know who that woman is. And I'm very curious about that baby. Could it be Dracula's child?
We'll see. Follow them, Frank.
No one's here. Was that invitation just a cruel joke?
I don't know, but I don't like it. Sealed tight. That solid steel will never be able to break it down. Dracula must have known that we were following him.
We've got to get in there and destroy him before he gets away from us.
You two settle down and quit panicking or we'll lose control of the situation and play right into Dracula's hands as so many before us have done.
Just be calm, keep your eyes open, and we'll see how the situation develops.
No! Stop!
Darling!
I can't stand it! Stop!
You! What's going on?
In the name of Lucifer, you, Count Dracula, stand convicted of sacrilege, in that you did fraudulently assume Satan's name, and that you did steal his bride, Dolores. Prepare to die!
You fool! Put down that gun! You're endangering my wife and child. You hear me? Drop it right now. I command you to obey. You're wasting your time if you think your puny bullets can harm Count Dracula.
Don't be too certain of your immortality, Dracula. Lord Lucifer, who gave you eternal life, also has the power to destroy that life. He instructed me to load the gun with silver bullets.
Hey, silver?
And you have no power to force me to drop the gun. Look around you, Dracula.
Take it away!
Die, vampire. What? Where'd you go?
My baby! Janus, no! You shot my baby! Oh, my baby! Oh, Janus!
My son!
Our baby is dead.
I didn't mean to do it.
Innocent child! I'll destroy this temple with my bare hands!
This might well be our chance. Get ready. Look out! Good Lord. Come on. Attack Elijah. Frank, move in and try to throw him down so we can drive a stake through his heart.
Keep him distracted, Frank. I'll get him. This is for my grandfather.
Monster!
No more killing. Our baby is dead, and you can't bring him back to life by spilling these people's blood in revenge. Hear me with the human heart that I know beats within you, Dracula. No more killing, please.